towards my journey, okay? Well, to say that I ended up living like this because I injured my knees at work would be an oversimplification, okay? Truth is that I had choices. I had choices. One was to start working 8 hours a day for a social welfare check that I was gonna perform a job they chose for me, and I had no say in how that was gonna go down. And coming from a life where I had my own business, employees, I had freedom, I made money, I wasn't really that into becoming a slave, right? And honestly, who would want to be, right? It's just ridiculous. We're gonna go over some of the things that happened along the way, but I promised myself not to make this too political, and I was gonna avoid swearing. So we'll see how that goes, because I've been working most of my life in construction, and in construction, swearing is a word spice. All right. What I found interesting with all of the things that happened was that when I went through the system, they used narcissistic tactics, they used gaslighting, and they used manipulations. And that's nothing new. I mean, around here it is really common in your interaction with the authorities, okay? But what was interesting to me was that I had a reaction to it where I found that my nervous system was dysregulated, right? And I found that I really needed to work on it, because not only do I want to feel better, right? And not only do I want to have normal reactions to shitty people, okay? But what I'm supposed to do and what I want to do demands that I have my nervous system under check, right? I realized along the way that I had, in some capacity, been living on survival mode. And this comes out of, let's say, emotional abuse, I might say, and being around narcissistic people, being gaslighted. But it is not only that. I mean, I have been stabbed in the heart. I've been treated like crap after that by society, and the police came accusing me of actually, having done something to deserve getting stabbed, right? It's mind-boggling. But any of those events can actually lead to you getting a dysregulated nervous system, and it is what it is. It's the body's reaction to things like that, right? It's normal. But I know that it is my obligation to fix it, no one else's, okay? Which is why I chose to live like this, and I chose to work on myself. I chose to change patterns about myself. I chose to change ways of thinking. Because if you go into something and you behave the same way you did before, or you experienced input the same way you did before, you're gonna get the same outcome. That's just the way it is. You're gonna experience the same people in new suits, right? That is the way it is. And I want to be, or I wanted to be, in a solid foundation. Keep in mind, this is 3 years ago, so I'm not the same person. I'm not there anymore, and I think that is a part of why I feel it's comfortable talking about it right now, because there is nothing anyone can do about it today. And having worked on myself for this long, I have found joy in the small things, right? I have found peace in solitude. I love my own company. I really love my own company. I get things done without other people. I don't need to include other people in my plans or in my day-to-day activities. And I think that when you get to that point where actually you don't need other people, you choose other people as a bonus to your life, not to complete yourself or not to complete your experience, but as a bonus, your relationships become much healthier. Okay, I chose to do this long journey here because I tried going to professional psychiatrist, or I don't know. I mean, it might not be the same words here as it is where you live, but point being that having conversations with someone is good. You can get guidance, and it gives you a perspective that you may not have yourself, right? But the work you need to put into yourself is, I mean, is the only one who can do it is you, you know? And I realized that I may have been in a lot of environments there that I wasn't benefiting from, you might say, right? So I needed to shed everyone and everything that was toxic and not good for me, I guess, right? For an example, I went to this lady who works as a psychiatrist at a place, and we had a discussion. Since I've been through a lot of things that would rock your boat, right? I had to make sure that I didn't have PTSD or something like that, because it's I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch, okay? But talking to her and her explaining to me what it takes to get it, I realized that was not the thing. And this is a these are good news, right? Because PTSD is not a laughing matter. It's a complex. It is a really complex situation. Okay, and I realized also that I needed to put a lot of time into myself. There is no psychiatrist that is gonna put 24/7 time into me, right? It's simply not possible. So I I somewhat isolated myself. Besides the part where I go to the gym, where I go studying, where I go to work on the projects I got going. But I understood that solitude is really good for you if you're gonna work with your thoughts and not have that many intrusions by others, because society can be like that. You know, people have a lot of ideas about how other people should spend their time in life, even though they have no clue what they're doing themselves. Okay? Why am I doing this? Well, it is not to get any attention. That is not the part of it. I mean, to some extent, maybe, because I really, really hope that my experiences and my conclusions might actually help someone. And if just one person is able to have a better life from me telling you about this, it has all been worth it, right? And to the egotistical version of it is that it is actually part of my self-rehabilitation plan, because I need to get used to being in a public capacity. I need to be used to the reactions of other people on a much, much bigger scale. I feel that going online like this is the perfect tutor for me to actually reach the level of development I actually want to, the level of development I want to reach, right? It is gonna be an interesting journey, to say the least. And well, I guess that has to be it for today. All right, later.